Hello and welcome back to season 3 of this Williams epic journey where we take them to the front, hopefully, of the grid. Yes, season 3 with a season objective of 3rd or above as well. So Williams really cranking up the pressure now in our career. Lance Stroll and Theo Pourchaire make up our driver lineup for 2025, and currently we are into round 4. So 3 races done. We've had a slow start due to money and delay in basically upgrading the parts, and yeah, we're in 5th. We need to be 3rd. There's a big gap already to 3rd. So yeah, we've got to start picking up the points. And what better way to start on a power circuit of Baku? Now, just looking at the car, you will see on the right-hand side, we are looking pretty good in the right-hand side of where we position ourselves. So yeah, we're hoping that we can have a very good race. Going to get both cars hopefully in the Q3 as well. And based off current projected performance, we should actually be very good in this race. The question is, does it work out to be the case? We've got a sprint race as well here, so if we can put in a good point, we need points. We need to catch up with the teams ahead. So can we do that? Let's find out. Let's get into qualifying and see what we can do. So we're into qualifying, and as you can see, it is a pretty damp track. It's going to be dry right at the end. So we're going to go early, and in our new beautiful Golf livery, it is fantastic. And we're going to send both cars out. We're going to get an early time on, and we're going to come back later on for some dry tyres, because it looks like they're going to get clear runs. We're going to get a lot of traffic, which is kind of common this season so far. We're not exactly going to catch them in the worst place in the world, and we go through with a 150.0 so far. Pourchaire goes 2.5 tenths slower, but it's all going to be at the end of this session because it definitely will be a dry run at the end. So with 3 minutes and 40, the track is drying out. Now we're going to get going here because we should be good to go by the time they get racing, and we're going to send both cars out. Now we need a good time here because you will see that everybody will now start going out on the tyres. Perez is on the inters. That could be a huge mistake for Sergio Perez. That could see him fall, but he's coming out of the pits now, so potentially he is not on the intermediate tyres. He is going to be on the softs. Let's look at Perez. Yes, he is on the softs, so he does make it. And we've got good ground with Stroll, and Pourchaire has got good ground too. So who's going to be on the flying lap first? It's going to be Pourchaire, and we're going to need a very strong time in this session because times are about to absolutely change in this. Everyone is going to go faster. But can we get the lap in? Pourchaire, we know, has not been brilliant. We know he's got a little error in qualifying on him. And now the track is officially dry. We're officially on our way. And into corner 1, Aston Martin gets out the way nicely. Into corner 2 we go. And the DRS now opens. And Lance Stroll's got some clean air as well. So we should get a nice run here in this session. We are going to need it because everybody is going to start improving. The rain goes away. And now we've got cars ahead of us again. This is going to be carnage. This has to get out of the way. He doesn't. I mean, he does eventually. But do we survive through? Now, Pourchaire, let's ride on board as he comes through the final corners to enter the big straight here in Baku. Can we get a time that is going to be decent enough? This is going to change all over the place. And you can see we're already down to P14 and P15. 40.6. It's not a great middle sector from Pourchaire. But is it going to be enough to see him through into Q2? He goes a 10th off Albon and Leclerc. Stroll completes his lap, goes 3rd. So, is that going to be enough? It should be. And he does. Alonso's out. Alonso is out. And Norris in the McLaren. That is big in qualifying because they are 2 fast cars. Alonso gets caught out in 16th. Norris in 17th. They are out. Magnussen's got a penalty as well. And we are looking, well, I think we're looking okay for this Q2 now. But into Q2 we go, and we're actually on dry tyres. The track is going to get wet though, so we're going to send now pretty quickly. I think we've got to be out there as early as we can. We've got both cars out there earlier than everybody else, so we should not get held up again We should be good. So, what time can we do? They're greens. They're not massively fast compared to the rivals. It's a 41.8. Porsche does a 41.9. Well, 41, yeah, 9. Let's see if we have to run again, because with that rain coming in, Magnussen goes 3 tenths. We're 3 tenths off Albon. That's not brilliant. That is not an encouraging sign. So because of the weather then, Q2, we are going to make it through. I mean, there's no... I don't know why I'm fist bumping. We should be going through anyway. But the big loser out there is Lewis Hamilton, who loses out and goes out of the session. Giovinazzi's going to move up a place after Kevin gets his penalty. But that means we've got Hamilton, Alonso and Norris in that improved McLaren out. So is Esteban Ocon then in the other McLaren. So this is looking okay for us as we move to Q3. We're going to be starting on the soft tyres for this session, which means it's obviously dry track at the moment. And how quick is that rain going to come? Track details, well, we've got to go. We have got to go. Get both cars out. And what we'll do is we will ride on board with this because it could be our only lap of the session. We've got to make it count though if we want to get high on this grid. Now we didn't do a great lap last time out when we did one lap. So hopefully we are going to be in command this time round. So we're going to start the lap. It's going to be Lance Stroll to take us through. Can he take us through onto the front row? It's going to be tough with them very fast Red Bulls, but we're going to give it a go. Out of the first corner we go into the second. Porsche's following just in the background there, as you can see, and hopefully we can put some decent sectors together. Rain in 2 minutes time. Let's just check the track map. It's not far away at all here. Maybe they can just get a bit held up with the rain, you know. The rest of the field. Purple, it is a 35.6, 35.5. It's not the worst sector in the world for Porsche. It's currently purple at the moment as everyone else comes flying through. Obviously, they're going to be a lot quicker than us. Well, especially Red Bull anyway. Through the final sector 2 into the final sector, 40.4, 40.8. Oh, Porsche is well off the pace again. Not great for him. He is struggling again. But Stroll, yellow flag, red flag. Oh my god, we are so close to coming across the line. If we would have got that, and then it got red flag, we would have been on pole. And it's the other Aston Martin. Oh, lost it. Oh, big accident in qualifying. Oh, we were like 250 yards from getting pole position. Oh, man. I think it's Inters. I think it just said it's 0.95 millimeters now. And let's just see. I mean, do we go into straight away? Oh, man. We're going to send straight away. We picked them on Inters. And now we've got to. This track's only going to get wetter. So let's go early. After that big red flag. And we're racing again. Track is damp. Are we the only ones on Inters or have we made a mistake? We know everyone else is on Inters. So we go again. We could have so easily been on pole position for this race if the red flag just came out slightly further into the lap. We weren't very far away, just coming past really the pit entry. So we've got to now do it on the Inters. What can we do? And the Porsche has got to... I mean, we did do a lap time, 2 minutes 19. If only that was quicker. But yellow, we're not going to improve, remember, because these are now in very wet conditions. The question is, with it getting wetter, well, not really getting wetter, is it? But it's going to stay the way it is. Can we get a lap in? Can we get on to the front row? No one's improving. We're going to be waiting to cross the line to see how they do. And they go on the last corners. Stroll hits the straight. P1 at the moment with Porsche in P2. Obviously not the true reflection of where we are. So, down the straight, what sort of time are we going to do? We're not going to know where it's going to be. It's a purple last sector. It's the first of the session that we complete. And so, P2 for Porsche. I mean, I don't know if we'll get another lap in here. Where are we going to go? Russell goes... We're not going to get another lap in, I don't think. I mean, we could try and send a car. I mean, it's not a lot of time. I might just send it anyway. Just to see if he does get through a lap. I don't think he will. Let's go on to another intermediate tyre. I mean, it's a minute. No, I'm not going to. I'm not. There's no point. We're not generally going to get a lap in. It's obviously up quite slow. And we're going to start second then in this session. P2 for Stroll. It's going to be P6 for Porsche. It's not a million. I mean, it's quite a bad lap actually, isn't it? 2 minutes 16.7, 2 minutes 15.9. So, yeah, I mean, a lot slower than way off. Well, it weren't 2 minutes. I don't know why it was showing that. Probably last lap time, wasn't it? So, George Russell takes pole with a 153.4. Max Verstappen's there in P3, but we've got the Williams sandwiched in between. Theo will move up to P5. So, it's going to make for a very interesting race here in the sprint. So, both cars on to the softs. There's no point messing around here. It is literally soft tyres are going to last absolutely fine. We're going to try and absolutely fire off into the lead. I mean, this is a great chance to get our first victory. Max Verstappen is behind us in P3, but there we are. Gulf livery, back to back. We've got an Alpine in the middle of the both cars, and we are away. Battle assist goes on. Stroll, how has he started? Oh, he hasn't started great. Come on, Stroll, get the power down. We've lost a position already. Not the best start at all. Come on. As we go down the straight. Sadly, I wanted to try and dive bomb into the lead. It hasn't happened. And everyone is now going to be pushing. Perez is P7. Actually, now Leclerc is P7. We've got two Alpines ahead of us, Gasly and Magnussen. So we're going to be making ground on Mercedes here, or only P9 and P14, and Aston Martins, who are 16th and 10th. So that's good. But we've got to watch our... Well, we're going to have to watch our tyres. We know... I mean, look at these two out front now. Come on, just stack into each other. That would be very nice. Come on, Stroll. You come to the Gulf Williams team this season to win races. You came away from Aston Martin, who are a very decent team, because you believed in the project that we've got going. And now it's time to deliver. Gasly 4 tenths behind. Stroll comes across the line, closes up. DRS enabled. That's going to now make everything change up. Add all the positions. As we get the slipstream, it's the Ferrari of Russell that struggles without it. And now we are right behind the Ferrari. Max Verstappen has already dispatched that car ahead. Let's just top up as we go. We're going to move back to aggressive on the tyres, because we can pretty much run aggressive here. We're going to carry on with the fuel for now. 8 tenths is the gap. We're going to stick within a second, hopefully. Maybe not. Wow, we're out to a second already. Maybe they're just pushing a little bit harder than we are, as we try and just look after. Luckily, we've got a second to Gasly. Porsche's dropped as well. He's going to get absolutely swamped by the old Perez now. Sadly, we're just not pushing as hard. Maybe we just need to extend out sometimes. But I just don't like doing it. And here comes Perez, not going to make a move. And Stroll's now 1.6 behind. So don't worry about Porsche. He's probably going to get done here. And that's expected by Perez. Again, just looking after. We're going to go back to neutral after we harvest a little bit. We've got Stroll there in P3. He's got a gap nicely to Magnussen. And what we're going to do is just push. We're going to come down on the fuel now. Big chances in this race. You never know what's going to happen. Tyres are just a little bit better than the cars ahead. So that's good. And we've now got still 1 second to Magnussen. So Porsche's back behind the Red Bull. We've got Stroll pushing on his ERS. And here we go again. We're going for Perez. It's Gulf Williams versus the Red Bull. Can we make a move? We're trying. As we now we'll get DRS. Perez is out of DRS to Gasly, so this could be an opportunity. If we can, we're going to go down the left-hand side with Perez defending. Can we get the job done? No, we can't. We have to hold off for now. But we are just going to look after tyres, because they are getting pretty hot. Take it easy. So bring back there. We'll take off battle assist. So if we can keep him, look after tyres, I think we're going to be good in this race. Now, on lap 9, we have literally got an Alpine brick wall. We've got this is why we're not pushing our tyres too much as we go to the inside of Sergio Perez. Can we keep that position? There's no point showing you that now if he does get back ahead. And I think we're going to ride on board. Is the Red Bull going to get back past? Perez doesn't get past. What a move by Porsche. What a move. Hopefully that shows us again. I don't think it is. That was a bomb of a dive. But you can see now, Stroll is just 5 seconds adrift of Russell. That is going to be hard to get back. 2% tyres different as well. So we're going to have to hope for a little bit of a mess out front because they're only a tenth behind. We need some sort of accident. Take them out, make them start from the back. All good. Porsche moves to the left-hand side, going for the Alpine now. Our pace finally coming to fruition here in Baku after some beautiful upgrades. DRS opens for the Alpine as well down the straight. So does Perez. We've got a little bit of a train going on here. And it's both Alpines holding each other up. There is no reason why we can't get P3 and P4 in this race. Tyres, absolutely fine. We're going to go to probably just... We don't need to go Porsche aggressive yet. We've got good tyres on Stroll. So I'm going to move that back to aggressive. See if we can just close the time. And I'm going to deploy down the straights to give that time. Can we get Porsche through? We're going to deploy as well. We're going to go for the extra speed here and the extra tyres. Here we go. Exit out and DRS will soon enable, but Magnussen is pretty close to the car ahead of Gasly. Gasly just towing him along. But now we start to gain. Oh, right up to the gearbox now. Are we going to make a move up the inside? Yes, we are. And Porsche is through. And now he's looking at the back of Pierre Gasly. But the other Alpine, it is teamwork by Alpine. The Alpine teamwork is unbelievable here. We do have to settle back down. And now, are we going to make a move? It is chaos in this at the moment. 4.1 Stroll gets it down to. Both Alpines absolutely holding us up as we go through. You can see how slow they are. Can we get past? At the moment, the answer is no. I want to get a nice thumbnail out of this as well because look how slow they are. Deploy. Here we go. We are going to ride on board. We've got Perez right behind us. We're going to move Stroll back to neutral. 4.5 seconds adrift. Down the straight we go. We move to the right-hand side. There's an Alpine to the left, an Alpine to the middle. Are we going to get a move done? No, we're not. And now this could mean that this Alpine doesn't get DRS. He doesn't. We move to the left. This is fantastic racing. As we go down to turn 3. Who's going to get it? We are finally ahead of that Alpine, who tries to fight back. Great move by Porsche. And he is through. 67% tyres. Have we got to watch them tyres? Not too bad actually at the moment. And now out of that corner we go. It is all about trying to get past the other Alpine. And as we go to the outside again, we're going to try. And are we going to try and succeed? Not at the moment. ERS is empty. 3.6 Stroll's got the gap down to now. So that gap is tumbling as they battle out front, Verstappen and Ferrari of Russell. And now down the straight. Can we go again? The other Alpine's closing. But surely, as we ride on board, it is time to deliver the punchline on Magnussen. We're getting closer all the time. 4 attempts. It's probably going to go down to turn 3 again. We are just looking after our ERS system because we are empty. We're going to get a good exit out of that No way! Porsche! No! Theo Porsche stacks it into the wall. He is going again. But poor, we were so good. He just gets squeezed. I don't believe it. Porsche making rookie mistakes again. There's no way that he should be hitting the wall from there. Oh man. So we're going to go attack now. I mean, we might as well forget about Porsche. That is very, very annoying. And now we'll focus on Stroll, who's only 3 seconds off this lead. We're going to go attacking now. We are going to try and close the gap. Use a bit of tyre. We've got an 8.6 second gap anyway out to Magnussen in P4. That is a big hit for Theo Porsche though. and we were simply running lovely in P5, about to take P4 to slip back down to P15 for the race as well tomorrow. At the moment, remember, Magnussen takes a penalty, but well, he don't take a penalty in this race, but you know what I mean, he took a grid penalty beforehand for the main race. Stroll's got it down to 2.6. We are pushing, we are going to just push now. We might as well send Theo to the absolute limit, and we can see the cars ahead, they're fighting. Can we get our first win? We're going to use all of our tyre, because why not? 9 seconds is a lot of time to hold on to with only a few laps to go. Porsche tries, if he can get past Norris, that would be helping our race tomorrow on Sunday. 2.9, 2.8. Let's look at the last lap times. And yeah, we're lapping about a second quicker than the cars ahead. We're using a lot more tyre now. That is the difference. But we've got a lot of time to hold on to. As they cross the line, what times do they do? 44.2. And they've picked the pace up a little bit, both of them, because we lapped a tenth slower. So they must know we're coming. It's back up to 3.5 seconds, 3.2. So maybe we just are out of reach a little bit. But we need them to start squabbling. Need them to get side by side. Need them to get a bit loosey-goosey in the final few laps. At the minute, it doesn't look like anything's really going to change that much. So they are fighting out front. And it's down to 1.9. We've only got a lap to go. There they are, ahead of us. They are absolutely squabbling here in Baku. And the gap is now down to 1.5. I don't think we're going to have the ability to close them up with just the 1 lap to go. We are deploying everything as we get it down to 1.4. But you never know if something happens. If they run wide, if they tag, if they crash, then we can get ahead. We're within a second. We're going to get DRS on the main straight. Porsche's up to P14. We'll push him a little bit and we'll deploy as well. But now, less than a second behind. We're deploying everything, deploying the tyres. 6 tenths is the gap to Russell and Verstappen. Come on, is there a chance in this race? Porsche's P13 now. We've got no energy. That doesn't usually help when you come to attack. Let's just move this on just in case it does use some. And it's drained as well for Porsche. Last lap so down the straight we go. It could be a P3 in the sprint and a P3 start for tomorrow for Lance Stroll. Russell and Verstappen clear off into the distance, and as we cross the line, it is going to be just within 7-8 tenths of the lead. It is a very good race for Stroll, and to be fair, Porsche has managed to get back up to P13, so we'll take it. And we're going to have to go long in the race, but congratulations, Lance Stroll. He is absolutely on form. What a driver inclusion we've made this year. And obviously we're missing Albon. I mean, if we had Albon and Stroll, we would probably be doing terrific. But we haven't. We pick up some points in the sprint as we move to the race. So here we go into the race then, and we're going to see how we get on. We start P3 and we start a lowly P13, which is annoying for Porsche after that accident where he got a bit too much squeezed. We're going to run medium and hard for Stroll from the front, and we're going to run hard and softs for Porsche. So, can we get off to a flyer? We need to. Here we go. No rain expected for the race. Come on, Stroll. Let's see what you've got, mister. Let's go on board with Stroll already. Battle assist is on. He's got a good start, but he's actually bogged down by the Red Bull. There goes the Ferrari. We have to get off the power early. And already, I mean, we lost a second just on that first corner. Porsche is banging the mix as well at the moment. And he is looking on the hard tyres at a run at the McLaren. If he can get another dive bomb on the inside like he does now, if we can get that early place, especially on the hards, that would be fantastic. We are going to keep trying, but I think that is just going to run out of power as he goes on the inside. He takes Norris, and Porsche on the hards is coming back against him. Oh, Norris has just got him. He's got better traction, but here we go again. Speed is crucial, and we have the advantage coming out, but Norris late on the brakes, trying to hang it in there. Porsche takes him. Side by side yet again as they go down the straight. 1.7 seconds Stroll has lost already on this lap. Russell and Verstappen must be on the softs, and I think that is confirmed. Yes, they are. That is why they are so quick. And into turn 1 they go, it is Norris that squeaks ahead of Porsche. Oh my god, when he goes to that corner every time, it is panic stations, trust me. Can we get back? We have. We've got back past Porsche, massive move. And Stroll, still just 1.7 seconds. I'm not going to reduce off just yet. We are looking pretty good. We've got Leclerc right behind us, who's on the mediums too. It'd have been nice to close in on DRS to try and just get pulled along by the softs, but I don't think that's going to happen. And if anything, we're in a lot of danger from the cars behind, and that is Charles Leclerc. Porsche's dropped 1.5 to the cars ahead of Alonso. Obviously, Alonso in the Aston Martin is going to be very quick. As down the straight we go, we're battling the Ferrari, who's getting a lovely slipstream. And now DRS is probably going to see this car come flying through. As we exit turn 2, down the straight we go. Here comes the Ferrari, but we've actually got a great exit. And we're going to stay ahead. Medium tyres working well at the moment. And we're actually closing. I'm going to leave these pushing a little bit longer. I mean, I know ERS is going to start needing top-up soon, but we're going to take off the battle assist. We're only 1.4 off Verstappen, trying to desperately get into DRS range. But at the minute, that Ferrari, the scarlet red Ferrari, in Baku, is definitely going to fancy a chances. He moves out to the left-hand side, and he's going to try and get there before the DRS point. I think he has got through before the DRS. I mean, does that mean we're now going to get DRS for Stroll? Who gets it? Leclerc overtakes it. DRS will open. It will be for us. We're going to come back at him. Here in Baku. Do we move back ahead? Oh, it's close. I think we do, but I think Leclerc's going to get DRS this time. And yes, he does. I think that's job done. Let's go down on the tyres a little bit now. Let's just focus up. And same with Porsche. I might keep him on aggressive though. And standard fuel. But on lap 4, Porsche's got back ahead of Norris. Stroll, just 5 tenths off the pack of Leclerc. And here we go again in Baku. We've got past Leclerc, but he's just coming back at us on the DRS. He's back ahead now. Good news is we're only 4 seconds behind the chasing hard Verstappen against Russell on the soft tyres. So this is not actually looking too bad of a race. I mean, Porsche's banging the mix as well. He's obviously the only one on hard tyres, and he's going to go a lot longer than everybody else. But it's actually looking a good strategy because he's going to be soft at the end. He's going to be so quick. The gaps are coming down on lap 17. We have got Stroll now dropped 3 seconds to Leclerc. Leclerc's really picked the pace up, and you can see there's a Red Bull in the background of Sergio Perez, who is bringing Fernando Alonso with him, who is on, Alex Albon with him, who is on the softs. So, I mean, they are going to pit a lot sooner, but you can see just lapped a tenth slower than Leclerc last lap, with Perez lapping 9 tenths quicker. So they are very closing on us. Red Bull and Albon hopefully start fighting, and that means that we can start pulling the gap again. Porsche is going to get past Lando Norris, but Lando Norris is coming on the inside, potentially back to try and make a move. Not yet. So Porsche, I am very happy with where he is at the moment. I am going to move back down to standard. We are looking after fuel. Still 1.5 seconds to Perez. Less than 3 seconds to Leclerc. But that's a long way. Now, the chances are, if these soft tyres pit from out front, they might get in a little bit of traffic and they might struggle to get past. That is the aim. We lap 2 tenths quicker than Perez this time round. Russell out front, lapping a bit quicker, and we're looking at Porsche because I think these hard tyres are starting to make a difference. On lap 19, turn 3, the favourite overtaking spot of most drivers on this grid today. And he doesn't get through. But we're not going to... I mean, we do need to try and get through. We are just heating the tyres. We're going to try down the straights, though. So, the question is, when do they pit? 52%. We're okay on the mediums. We've used quite a lot of hards, if I'm honest. I mean, not to get the softs at the end. We're going to have to try and balance that out. We definitely need to deploy in our pursuit for a move past Magnussen. And that would put us into P12 if we can get it. So down the straight we go, and I'll tell you what, we are right on the back of him then, and I think it could be a case that we already potentially make a move. We ride on board, he goes to the inside, and I think you're right in saying that these hard tyres are really starting to work now. Magnussen is going to get DRS though. He's going to come back. You can just see the speed difference taking effect. But we do hang it round the outside. Pourchaire takes the inside line of the next one, and he does get ahead. I mean, DRS is going to change that all the time, but at the moment we have got ahead, and we are just going to look how much the heat toms down on the tyres already. Stroll's P4, Pourchaire's P12. Expect that to change around quite a bit, but it's 3 seconds now to Ocon. And Perez now starting to exert the Red Bull dominance as he comes back and moves us down to P5 round the outside. Should see us hopefully get DRS though. Not sure if he timed it well enough, Perez. But we get DRS, and that is going to mean we are super quick into the first corner. And a few cars now in the pit, so it looks like soft tyres are the ones that are now starting to pit. We're not going to use any ERS just yet, because the exit of the Red Bull was phenomenal then as well. So P5, Albon Sainz pits, as well as Ocon. Pourchaire moves into P10. He's now still behind Magnussen again, who's just got him after DRS. So it looks like it's the soft tyres' turn to come in, and you can see Perez use a lot more tyre just to get past us then. Alonso is far enough behind at the moment, so we've got a decent gap, and we're lapping. I mean, it was a big lap, look, 46.7 for Perez last time round. We are going to get DRS, which is, if Perez keeps that pace up, is going to give us some nice towing to be able to do a stronger lap too. 47.9, 48.0 for the leaders. And Perez does a 47.7, we do a 47.8. So just gaining. Leclerc still looking pretty strong out there at the moment as well. 2 tenths behind though. We're going to move to the right hand side. It's going to be the outside of turn 3. And that is a job done. We're back ahead of the Red Bull. Great move. But we can't really gain too much on these. I mean, Perez is just going to come back past us. Pourchaire and Magnussen going at it again. But the medium tyres just get a bit more traction than what we like, and surely we can maybe make a move down the next straight. Perez, so close to Stroll. We're not going to fight it. There's no point wasting too much time. Where's Pourchaire? Just lost a bit of ground, 7 tenths, but tyres balancing out again. He'll be quick near the end. Perez, here he comes. Verstappen's just got past Russell, and I don't know why that paused. But he did pause. Then again, P4, Perez surely gets past us now. But you do get a decent enough exit. Here he comes though. It's turn 3 yet again. But I think he's not going to make a move. He's not. And we stay ahead. Pourchaire just trying to close the gap. But he is quite far away as well. And again, just balancing this out. If we can get points with Pourchaire after his awful sprint race, that would be amazing. 10 seconds to the leaders. 10-11 seconds. Who should be coming into the pits relatively soon. Mediums we're probably going to extend, because that is actually pretty good. I mean, we are in the pit window, and I don't think there's any point. Verstappen now pits, so I think we attack now. I think we push. We've got Perez. If Perez comes past us, that's probably going to not allow us to push too much, but let's see what we can do with Stroll. We've gained okay ground off the bat. We should be able to hold off this DRS point as we push. What tyres does Verstappen go on to? He goes on to mediums. Surely that's a long way to go, and Alonso has had a pit stop issue. That music to our ears. So we'll push Stroll. Pourchaire's in P8. I think we just... I'm going to manage the tyres. I'm going to push the fuel though. So a lap 28. Obviously mediums still lasting quite well, but I don't want... I mean, could I go softs? Can I get softs? I mean, if Pourchaire pits now, he does pretty much get softs, so Stroll could get softs as well. I think we do another lap, and let's look at the lap times at the moment. 46.7 for Stroll, and wow, I thought that was another car coming through. It's Ocon who's lapping a lot quicker. Leclerc pits. We're going to do another lap, because I feel like we could just manage some softs here. And it's, oh, there you go, there's the answer. Leclerc does go for softs, so I think we do the same as here. Softs for Stroll, pitting this lap. And Pourchaire, probably, I might start doing some more laps. He's in some clear air, I believe. No, he's got the McLaren ahead, so we can't attack too much. Go back to balance. He is going to get past the medium tyre of Ocon, potentially. Expect him to come back on the inside. There you go. We are just going to try and basically run these tyres in. 46.7, lapping a tenth slower than Verstappen, a second quicker than Perez. So not bad times here, but let's see where he comes out. Porsche will probably pit next lap. We're going to deploy down the straight. Stroll's now about to come in. We've used a lot of fuel here. And it's only used 50% tyre. Very interesting. Maybe we should have just went mediums and softs if we knew. But Stroll's in. Perez is in as well. Are we going to get out ahead of him? Yes, it's a decent enough stop for the team. We'll take that. And here's P6. Come on, Stroll. You're not going to get DRS. It's going to be teamwork from the boys in the Golf livery. Oh, and here we go. As we battle through. Stroll has got to clear. Because we need to clear that quickly. Can Porsche also get the job done? We're going to just come off now and go standard. And we're going to go aggressive on the... Well, go standard. But Porsche did get Ocon. He's obviously in the pit window now. And we're going to pit him this lap for some new softs. I mean, well, I feel like we need to get out of this quickly. I've got 0.8. I will just manage that in a minute. So Porsche is going to come in. Stroll's going to continue. We're just trying to get the gap away from Ocon, which is at the moment 1.4. We'll go back to standard. We'll go back to balance. We'll go back up to top up. Remember, Porsche was outside the points. Last lap, he's now running green, but it's going to be green as he comes into the pit. So good stint by Porsche in the sprint. Stroll moves back up to P4. If he can get, look how much he's dropping actually, Porsche. Oh, I don't like that. Good stop. It's well enough for us. That's all that matters. We can probably go aggressive for 20 laps now. We'll top up, but we should be pretty quick. Let's go aggressive. So let's look at the state of play at the moment. Stroll's lapping okay. He's in P4. And tyres should be okay to the end. We're not going to push for fast lap at the moment. Let's see what we've got ahead of us. Could we have a... Well, I haven't got ERS at the moment, so no, I'm not going to. Intervals. 2 seconds to Ocon. We are 3 seconds behind Leclerc, as we are now on the soft tyres. Leclerc's on the softs, mediums for the front runners. Porsche's got a few used tyres ahead of him, but he is 10 seconds off the pace, so he's got to close that gap. We're going to leave him on aggressive and top up. Can we get points with Porsche? It's going to be very difficult, I believe. So Stroll's a bit on his own, and I think what we're going to do is we'll probably... I mean, there is the Ferraris ahead of him. Russell and Leclerc. I think we do go for... I mean, Leclerc's putting some banger of a lap times in, and I think we're going to just give it a go here. We're on 0.6, so... I mean, we can conserve. We've got a 5.5 second gap to Perez. So I think we are going to just go for a fastest lap here. An extra point still counts for absolutely everything. Look at Porsche absolutely flying on the cars ahead. And you'll see that by the lap times. He is a second a lap quicker, 2 seconds quicker than Hamilton. So he's going to catch up there nicely. So as we come into the final... Well, it's not the final corner, but you know what I mean. We will then now go attacking. We will now push the fuel. We will now go deploy. And we'll think Leclerc's going to take the fastest lap. He is, and to be fair, he's going to get a slipstream. So I don't think we're actually going to take the fastest lap off him here. Kind of probably pointless of trying it, but let's see what he does. See if we can manage it. Softs should be able to just go to the end. We'll keep an eye on sector times. And it's green in the first sector, 36.0. Let's just take a look at to where that was compared to Leclerc, 36.4. And he did a 35.8, so 40.4 and a 25.9. But we're out of energy actually, so I don't think we are. Let's have a look through that 40.4 it was. 40.9, yeah, we're not going to be able to get that. Let's go back to standard, let's go back to balance, let's go back to top up. So P4, and it's getting a bit tight out front. Porsche, P14, now catching these Alpines very, very quickly. No flag, there's a big shunt. Oh! Oh, I thought that was a Ferrari. Wow! I thought that was a Ferrari at the time. Now we can conserve. Absolutely effing. DRS disabled. Let's watch that. Nick de Vries has caused debris. First corner. Honestly, I thought it was one of these Ferraris. I thought, oh my God, we're in it. Oh, loses the back end. And he is potentially out. He is. VSC enabled. That is going to save our fuel for Lance Stroll. And it's going to save our tyres. It's going to be attacking to the end. That is for sure. So, VSC about to end. We're going to go attack and look at the fuel we've been able to now save. Because that is 1.5. This could help. Really help Porsche. Because look at the gaps. There's not a lot of gaps to the points. So, VSC ends and we're racing again. DRS back enabled. What can we do? 6.2 seconds to Leclerc. And we can pretty much now push with the fuel, which is going to make us a faster car. There's Porsche in P13 behind Kevin Magnussen by 5 tenths. Porsche has just got Gasly, but we're going to focus up on this battle now. Can Porsche move into P12? Remember, a lot nicer tyres out there with his softs. Down the straight we'll go. What time did we do last time? A couple of seconds we gained on Leclerc, 2.2. Let's have a look. Where's his Porsche? He's coming down the straight. The problem is, cars ahead have got DRS as well. But we are a lot quicker. Well, let's ride on board. We're going to go to the left-hand side here. Are we going to make a move? Yes, we are. And Porsche moves up to P12. He's going to get DRS as well. The other car is coming back of the Alpine. Porsche now against Hamilton. Battery always dying out on us. But I think we can just keep going aggressive for now. 4.5 to Leclerc in P4 to P3. Porsche is a man on a mission as he looks to try and get some points here in round 4 after his mess of a sprint race. He's on the comeback. Is it big enough? Only 7 laps to go. And ERS is now drained as well. That's fine. We're saving it. Hamilton is out of DRS range of Albon. That is crucial for us. And I think Stroll, we're going to move back to aggressive. Porsche probably the same. Should have enough fuel to get past this car though. And we're going to move to potentially the left, but Hamilton defends. He's still out of DRS range though. No DRS for Hamilton. We're going to go to the inside again. And we are going to take it on the softs. Come on, Porsche. Come on. Good exit. Tyres are too hot. Well, get past him then. Tell him, race engineer. Come on. We are through into P12. P11 now as Porsche moves past. And now we are only 9 tenths off Albon, who is just out of DRS range. Porsche, we're going to have to watch the tyres probably. But we're on softs. Go back to standard. We'll go back to standard as well. Stroll, P4. Big gap to Perez. That's pretty much cemented as long as he doesn't make any errors. Down the straight we go. We've already dropped Hamilton by 1.2. We're gaining on Albon. We probably could have come in the pits under the VSC, to be fair. I didn't really think about that one either, but definitely doesn't matter now. To the left-hand side we go. We are in the points with Porsche. If we hold on to this position, that is. Because Aston Martin's strong. It's coming back. It's not strong enough for us at this pace. And now, looking at the lap times, you will see how quicker we are. We're like a second quicker than Norris in 8th. And the gap to Norris is only around 2.5 seconds. If we can keep the fuel pushing, Stroll, we're just going to manage. And Porsche is saving ERS. Albon's going to be very quick down this straight though. He has got the Aston Martin under his feet. And he's probably going to close up. Porsche's problem is closing the gap to Sainz and not getting overtaken by Albon, which is easier said than done. Come on, Porsche. Let's see what you've got. Gets good traction out of the corner. Aston Martin is going to come hard now. He's coming very hard. And do we give up position? No. We get better exit on the traction. You can see Albon there just on the inside. We should get the inside line for the next corner. Better traction. Should do. Don't think it's going to work that way. Oh, side by side through here is never a good thing. Come on, Porsche. Get rid of him. Now we get rid of him. Come on, Porsche. Go back to neutral for now. Fuel's okay. Stroll, we've kind of given up 4.6 seconds as now we're only 1.2 behind Sainz. This is the gap we're trying to close on lap 47 because there is more points on the board. Norris is on 59% softs, not going to catch him. It's all about catching the mediums of Sainz. And I think we are now. just under a second. We're not going to get DRS though. The Aston Martin is, and he's going to come back quick, but not going to make a move. And now Porsche is only 9 tenths behind. Can Porsche? We've dropped Albon to 1.3. DRS this lap for Porsche. Should make nice ground of this. Hot tyres again. That's because we're running in the dirty air of that Mercedes. But with a 10th difference, we move to the left-hand side. Is he going to make a move or is he going to wait for that turn 3? Looks like he's going to wait for turn 3. That is the favoured move in Baku, and he moves to the left-hand side, goes back for the slipstream, and now moves ahead. It is a great move by Porsche, and he moves into P9. Don't think he's going to catch anyone else, though. I mean, he's lapping quicker than Ocon by nearly 6-8 tenths, but he is 10.8 up the road in 3 laps. Not going to happen. 5.2 for Stroll. Sainz now just drifting back a bit. That's because they're coming out of the corners. Porsche is now so quick on them softs. But there's not a lot else we can do. Tyres are okay. And we start the final lap here in Baku. And I tell you what, we are literally only 8.2 seconds off the lead. That is how much we are improving as a team here at Williams. Currently, Porsche is 3.8 off Norris. So he's going to come home to take P9. And Stroll at the minute is going to take P4. Oh no, forgot the fuel. Oh no, I'm good at doing that. We'll conserve down though, we'll save the fuel, don't worry. 1.6 Sainz to Porsche. We definitely need to save that full. 0.2. Oh dear. Should go to 0.1 though any second now. Quite better go to 0.1. If I lose out for fuel now, it's not looking too good, is it? It is not looking too good. 0.9 now goes to 0.1. We've got a big gap, 2.3, so we should be able to save fuel down the straight. Should go back to 0.
Max Verstappen over the finish line and today's winner
Is on 0.5. It might not, you know. It goes to 0 now. Stroll finishes 4th. Great run for him. Porsche's back on the 0. We can breathe again. Because Porsche, I'm very happy with his result. Coming through the field after his terror in the sprint. And he picks up a couple of points. Stroll, though, in P4, really doing well for us early on in this season. P4 Stroll, P9 Porsche, Mercedes only scoring the 1 point with Sainz. But Lance Stroll, absolutely phenomenal so far. What a driver. I'm sorry for dissing you in previous seasons, Stroll. I secretly knew you always had it in us. But you can see Stroll did go down 1 place, but again, we're mixing it hard. Look at the lap time. 42.3 from Leclerc. That's stunning. Porsche up 4. Brilliant strategy. And now Stroll up to 7th. Theo takes his first points of the season, moving up to P13. Most importantly, we gain 10 points on McLaren, who are P4, and we gain 11 points on Aston Martin, who are P3. That is where we have got to get to, P3 in the championship. Can we do it? Well, we're going to find out. Pit stops were better as well. 3.6 is not brilliant, but still a good second off the grid's best. Look at that for a weekend. Absolutely solid for Lance Stroll. And you can see for Porsche, step in the right direction after his 13th placed sprint finish. 3.4 million in the bank as well for some refurbishments, but that is very good. We've got some stock in as well, and then we'll move to race number 5. Can we get more points at a relatively good track for us, which is Miami?